Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Pre-Market Pulsescan. Today is not Monday, it's Tuesday, August the 29th, 2017, and the time is 17 minutes after 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so it is still on and popping in the overnight markets based on this threat from North Korea firing missiles over Japan. Dow futures down 93 points at 21,698. Excuse me. The Nasdaq 100 is down 42 and three quarters at 58.02. E-mini S&P 500 down 12 at 24.31 and three quarters. Russell down 6.2 at 1375.60. And nat gas is at 296. Gold right now is up $11.90 at 1327.20. Silver is up 11 cents at $17.64. Crude oil is at $46.57.5 unchanged. The strong bond is up 27 seconds at 156.12. Almost a full point. Beans down 5 at 936 1/4. The euro is up 69 pips at 120.62, so it is rallying very strong here. The pound is up 20 pips at 129.68, and the Aussie is down a pip at 79.70, not really catching a bid here in tandem with gold, as would have been expected. US dollar down 44 pips at 91.76. So we have crossed down into the 91 handle. Interesting. Let's take a look at the chart really quick. I will pull it up for you to see the overnight market. We did gap up in the overnight after the day session closed, because that's when the news came out about the North Korea missile situation. So as you can see here, market did gap up, but it came back and filled that gap and now taken off. And this is the Russell futures. All right, so here you go. Gapped up, and then here we are rallying. Taking a look at gold. Same thing. Gapped up on there, and then basically doesn't really like this one. Well, yeah, it's let's see, 17.80. Okay, well, that's only $1. So you can say that should be in play. It doesn't need to pull back, technically speaking. So yeah, all right, that looks all right. So that's where we are. Now let's see what the Dow looks like in the overnight. Just pull up a couple of charts so you can see what the price action looks like here. All right, so here we are on the 4-hour chart on the Dow. And you can see it's just, bouncing off of its bottom. All right. So that's what we are as far as the futures. Let's take a look at a few of the Forex pairs. We'll start off with the Euro Yen. All right, it is not moving in tandem with the stock market. You got this gap down here earlier, okay? This was yesterday evening after the equity market closed. You see this spike down, pretty severe spike down, but then it just came right back up again. So perhaps this is foretelling that we can expect a recovery in the equity market today. We'll keep our eyes open for that one. Here's that euro. Rallying really significantly off of the news. And then here's the yen. All right, so the yen, excuse me, spiked down also, and now it's trying to recover, but It hasn't. It's off the lows, but still below that momentum line. So I expect that this one could fall down some more. We talked about the Aussie earlier. Let's take a look at that Aussie. You would have expected the Aussie to move with the gold a little bit better. All right, here on this side it did. Well, right now we're looking at, all right, this right here is the Aussie. This is the Aussie dollar. You can see it is moving up with gold. But when you look at the futures counterpart, and that's what I was really looking at, I'll show you. Okay, it is. So it did move. Why doesn't it look like it did? Interesting. Okay. It's only showing up like 5 pips. Let me see here. This is okay. I see. All right. All right. This is kind of odd. So let me go back. All right. So we closed it. Well, that was 1 p.m. Hold on. Let me just bear with me. I'm trying to figure out how is it saying it's only up 6 pips. All right. Let's see. Let's break the chart down a little bit more. All right, so I guess we have more movement. It just looked like more movement than it was. So we just had volatility. All right, I see here. So we're not too far removed. Yeah, see, it's not really moving. It's just slightly. That's why. All right, so we closed yesterday at 79.63, and right now we're at 79.77. So that makes sense. Okay. All right, and let's go back to the Aussie dollar, straight Forex, and see what that looks like. All right, it is about the same. Okay. All right, sometimes just looking at the quotes doesn't tell the whole story. You got to pull the whole chart up. So that's what we got. We got a nice little run. So Aussie is moving with the gold. Okay, that's good. All right, let's look at the Canadian dollar real quick. All right, and it's fallen with oil as would be expected. This is the U.S. Canadian Canadian dollar. Then if you want to look at compare it with crude oil, they're moving in tandem like it should be. Yep, both down. All right, so that's what we got. Let's see what else we can find. Let's see. All right, so NVIDIA's not open yet. Oh, it is open. All right, this is 5 a.m. All right, so NVIDIA spiked up to 165.31 and now has pulled back to 162.60 in the pre-market after falling some more in the pre-market, which is interesting. We're going to get to the coins in a few minutes, but that's interesting. Okay, let's look at AMD. Pretty much the same thing. Straight down, now trying to come back up. All right, I'll put the silver back up and let's get into some news and see what else we can find out. What's going on before we get into the pulse waves. All right, so as far as news affecting equities today, let's see here. We got Uber employees are expressing support for their new CEO, Dara something, on the anonymous chat app Blind. Okay, according to a poll on Blind, more than half, 57% are feeling like this person would be a good choice. Okay, whatever. Let's see what else we got. A startup created by ex-Google engineers is raising $40 million to make drones that fly themselves. The company is called Skydio. That's interesting because so now you're basically talking about artificial intelligence. They're really pushing that agenda. All right, let's see. What else we got? Uber's all up in the news. Uber is pulling a heavily criticized feature from its app that allowed it to track riders for up to 5 minutes after a trip. There it is, folks, tracking you. I told you that this blockchain is, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till they roll out the blockchain across the board. They're already moving fast and putting it in different segments of the economy, but you just wait. There's no limit to the control mechanism of the blockchain. Uber employees are expressing support for their new CEO. Yeah, we talked about that. Let's see. Silicon Valley investor Peter Thiel, I think that's how you say it, has led a $10 million seed funding round into Berlin-based insurtech startup Koya. The investment is one of the biggest seed funding rounds in Germany. Let's see. Facebook is further clamping down on fake news. The social media company has pledged to ban repeat offenders, those that repeatedly share stories marked as false, from advertising on its platform. All right, let me give you the interpretation of that. Facebook is further clamping down on alternative media. The social media company has pledged to ban repeat offenders, those that repeatedly share stories that go against the norm, stories that they don't want to get out, the truth of to get out. All right. Now, playing the devil's advocate for a moment, yes, there are many sites and people who post fake stories, clickbait, things like that, just to get attention. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about legitimate journalists. There are some excellent journalists out there who are of the alternative media space. Excellent journalists. So to ban them from being able to post anything on these certain platforms, that's analogous to clamping down on free speech. All right, you're saying that anything that goes against the agenda of the establishment media, you're not going to have a voice. You're not going to have a platform. That's what they're saying. Over a quarter of the members on Trump's Cybersecurity Advisory Council have resigned en masse. The council is responsible for overseeing the U.S. response to emerging cyber threats. That right there, to me, has a direct correlation to ticker HACK, hack. So hack is in play, and we need to watch that, and we'll go deeper into it when we get into the Pulse Wave segment in just a few moments after we finish going through newsworthy things that we need to be aware of for the opening bell today. I like to do that because sometimes you can miss key things and you miss out on opportunities. So it's good to find out what in the heck is going on. So that's why I do the news segment. All right. So that's it. Okay, Amazon has cut prices at Whole Foods after buying the supermarket chain this summer. Prices fell by as much as 43%. All right, so that's some interesting news for the day. Let's see what else we got. All right, let's go over to our next thing here. Okay, so we're going to get into the coins now. Let's see what we can find out on the coins. All right, so in the overnight markets, looking at across the board what's going on in the crypto space. Ethereum is up 3.56%. Last price was $360.46 after hitting a high of $366.60. Bitcoin hit a high of 43.9918. Last price is 43.93, up 0.15%. Ripple is up 0.63%, trading at 22 cents. Litecoin is down 0.97%. Last trade $61.72. All right, what else we got? Let's see here. Dash is down 0.13% at $356.30. All right, and what else we got? Steam is up 3.14%. Last trade is 152. And we came off of a high of 157, so that's not bad. PIVX is down 2.88%. Last trade was $3. It did hit a high of $3.14. All right, so that's the crypto overnight market. Let's take a look at some news. Let's see, newsworthy stuff. 160 billion cryptocurrency market cap sets new all-time high. Spurred by increase in investment, the total value of all traded cryptocurrencies and crypto assets pushed past 160 billion for the first time ever. The figure is now up 1,500% from the $10 billion observed at the start of the year. At present time, the Bitcoin market dominance is down to 44 something 8% due to recent surge market for Litecoin, XMR, and Ethereum. The current market cap of Bitcoin is 72.2 billion. All right, SEC warns public companies are using ICOs to pump stocks. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is warning investors about the risk of public stock scams that use cryptocurrencies as a promotional tactic. Published yesterday, the SEC Investor Alert primarily focuses on cryptocurrency-themed promotions from publicly traded companies. The SEC said in its alert, fraudsters often try to use the lure of new and emerging technologies to convince potential victims to invest their money in scams. These frauds include pump and dump and market manipulation schemes involving publicly traded companies that claim to provide exposure to these new technologies. Very, very interesting. So scams are becoming more and more sophisticated. Indeed, the SEC has ordered stock trading freezes for a number of companies, including 3 in the past month alone. Whether the agency is pursuing some kind of concerted effort remains to be seen. All right, as reported last month, the SEC unveiled the results of its investigation into the DAO, including its determination that tokens sold in conjunction with the failed Ethereum-based funding vehicle constituted securities. All right, so now when it suits them, they're saying that cryptos are securities. What's more, the agency indicated that other token sales may fall under this definition as well. All right, so they're having to swallow the big one and call these things securities in order to regulate them. They don't want to, at first they didn't want to acknowledge that they were securities. To call something security a security is to call it money, is to say it has value. All right, so cryptos are burgeoning and not going away, right? Since that release, other securities regulators, including those in Canada and Singapore, excuse me, have issued similar statements as well. In effect, stating that some tokens are subject to regulations while others may be not. Commenting on today's release, Peter Van Whatever, Director of Research for the nonprofit advocacy group Coin Center, called the SEC's move very reasonable and measured, framing it as part of the wider process that began in July. This kind of continue in the vein of the SEC taking very reasonable and measurable steps to deal with investor protection issues around ICOs, he told CoinDesk. It's not like a bombshell just dropped and they went after a giant and successfully open source project. Quite the opposite. This is pretty narrow. Other commentators see today's release as only the next leg in a longer process. I have to agree with that. We're seeing much more focused interest in digital assets by the SEC, including the recent DAO report of investigation and trading suspensions. And let's see, the SEC has become an aggressive player in enforcement in the digital currency and token space, particularly in the area of ICOs. Very, very interesting to say the least. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, this is interesting. Let's see, Barter DEX, the first fully decentralized exchange. The Barter DEX is a decentralized exchange developed by SuperNet, allowing coins to be exchanged directly without the use of proxy tokens. Barter DEX was launched during June, and it features a wide selection of cryptocurrencies, including fiat currencies powered by Komodo's asset chains. JI777, lead developer for the SuperNet project, stated, "You can directly ensure liquidity for your coin and trade against dozens of coins without risk of central exchange." Okay. So things are getting more sophisticated, I see. And this is only the beginning. Let's see. What else we got noteworthy here? Luxembourg regulators issue investor warning against OneCoin scheme. Regulators in Luxembourg have released a warning about OneCoin, becoming the latest country to air concerns over the investment scheme. Let's see what else we got. Russia has unveiled a new blockchain research center. Venishkom Bank is partnering with the Russian government to establish a new blockchain and quantum computing research hub. Interesting. All right. Bitcoin short. The ETF firm RexEye's downside potential with fund filing. Connecticut-based Rex ETF wants to offer investors a way to short the Bitcoin market, according to new SEC filings. That would be interesting. Let's see what else we got. Blockchain data storage startup Bluezell raises 1.5 million, Series A. Blockchain data storage startup Bluezell has raised 1.5 million in new funding from a trio of venture capital firms. Let's see, Bank of England. DLT shift could lead to new securities monopolies. The UK's central bank has warned that a shift to DLT could bring about both positive and unwelcome changes in the security settlement industry. All right, Bank of Mexico governor says Bitcoin more commodity than currency. The highest ranking official at Banco de Mexico has stated that the central bank is unlikely to classify Bitcoin as a currency. So now you have the central banks all over the globe clamoring and arguing amongst themselves. Very interesting. All right, so that's pretty much it on notable news at this point. Nothing else really of noteworthy to talk about. So let's now jump into our next segment, which is dealing with pulse waves. What do the pulse waves have to say about all of this? All right, what we got? Let's look at crash alerts first today. All right, so we got a crash alert in the E-mini S&P 500, crude oil, AutoZone. Let's see, we got it in Cone, Dash, and this is a weird one. HDGE has a crash alert in it. Interesting. Let's see. MyGen, NAC. Let's see. Steam, Veritasium, Ripple. Let's see. The 20-year bond ETF TLT and the Canadian dollar ETF FXC and the iShares US real estate ETF IYR. All All right, the IYR and the FXC are showing overbought, but they're not crash alerts, so correction on that. Now, the weird part is the HDGE. Let's look at that. Let's pull that up. Now, this is a really famous ETF to short the equity market when the equity market's falling down. The fact that this is stating that that is a possibility of a crash alert in the algorithms is maybe suggesting that it is possible that the stock market could rally back, and then this would in turn roll over. It should be noted that the HDGE ticker is in an algorithmic downtrend, okay, and it's showing that it's locked in algorithmic downtrend, and it should also be noted that it's showing that there is locked in negative momentum as well. Let me take this off here and put this here. So with that being stated, the market has bounced off its lows here on the weekly, but the question is, can it run up to that trend line resistance of $9.11 and close above it? Well, with the equity markets being down the way they are, I would not expect anything less, to be quite honest with you. And because this market doesn't have any pre-market activity or extended hours trading, I'm anticipating a gap up, especially with the equity markets being down as heavy as they are right now. So this may not play out. This may not play out, in my opinion. So we have to watch and see. We'll have to watch and see. We'll see what's up. All right, let's go to the rally alerts now. Let's see what we got. Let's start off with the oversold alerts. All right, oversold in the British Pound ETF FXB, oversold in natural gas, oversold in the Canadian dollar, and the Forex. All right, let's see. Notable rally alerts. We have JP Morgan, Walmart. We have the natural gas futures. We have AMD, Amazon, Bank of America, Chipotle. Let's see, DBA, Facebook, GameStop, the iShares Core S&P Small Cap ETF IJR, Intel, the iShares Transportation Index IYT, the XLE, XLY, Silver Futures, and Dry Ships, and NVIDIA. All these have rally alerts. I'm going to tell you a dream I had last night. I dreamt that there was a flash crash this morning right at the opening bell in the silver market. It affected silver futures and SLV. I looked at the screen and it crashed down to $1, and then it dropped lower than that to 11 cents. And then just as I was about to click the mouse and buy as much silver future contracts and SLV shares as I possibly could, the alarm woke me up and I got up. So, hey, dreams are dreams, right? Well, just in case that's more than just a dream, I think I'm going to go ahead and put something out there in the universe and put some orders in to buy at 11 cents today in the SLV and see what happens. If it happens the way I saw it, then I guess I get really lucky, don't I? Oh my goodness, I thought I would throw that out there to you guys. Okay, that's all I got for now. All I can say is if you're a long gold and silver, you're going to want to use those stops. Please use stops. Do not turn winning trades into losing trades. That is a no-no. That is not what we do here. tighten up that stop. If you are unsure how to do that, go ahead and leave me a note in the trading room, and I'll walk you through the 2-bar Charlie setup using the intraday charts as I've shown you before, and show you how you can tighten that up. All right, you definitely want to tighten that up just in case things go left. All right, we trail our positions, we let the market do what it do, and we trade accordingly. All right, folks, so that's all I can tell you. That's the best I can tell you, is follow your stuff. All right, lock in that profit. Don't turn winners into losers. You see how this futures is powering up some more? Let's take a look at that SLV before we go. Let's see here. Finished good. It's 1679 in the overnight. I mean, in the 1679. This is where we are. So we gapped up, and it's moving up higher now. It's at 1662 now. All right, so it's looking strong, folks. All right, if you have not already done so, this is a good time to come on over to pulsewavetrading.com, learn how to navigate these markets correctly and successfully. Take the study course, learn what the central banks do not want you to know, learn how to profit when others don't. Pulsewavetrading.com, and remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back to these greedy central banksters. Peace.